When you walk up to the vehicle with the key, it has the full proximity system and it senses the key. But it doesn't do anything other than turn on the interior lights. There's no exterior lights to turn on. There's no approach lights or anything like that. But it does turn on the interior lights. When we hit the unlock button, it will turn on the exterior lights. You can see the headlights and tail lights are now on. But there's no approach lights and there's no lights here on the side to help you navigate the ground to get to the vehicle. There is an off position on the headlight switch, but the exterior lights will still turn on when you release the parking brake. So if I release that, they turn back on. Now I have the parking lights on, and it's basically these white LEDs here in the front that are daytime running lights. They're not overly bright. You're not going to mistake these for headlights. They do look nice. They have like a little bit of design to them. There's also an amber, kind of dim side marker here in the front. There's no dedicated side marker here in the back, but the taillights kind of wrap a little bit around so you can kind of see them from the side. And they are red LEDs. Tag lights are also on. Let me go ahead and dim my camera so you can see how sharp they are. It's kind of, has like a little bit of a sparkle design here. Turn signal here in the front basically takes that white light, turns it amber, and it's quite a bit brighter as well for the turn signal. So yeah, you can definitely see that. Nice and bright. There is a turn signal indicator here on the side mirror. It's amber in color. You can see it from the front, the side, and the back. And there's an amber standard halogen bulb here in the back for the turn signal. It's in the same housing. So is the reverse lights as well, and brake lights. And the brake light, the third brake light, is in the bottom of the glass. Go ahead and turn on the headlights here. These are the low beams. And let me go ahead and cycle the fog lights on or off so you can see what they look like there. Mostly closer to the vehicle. So the headlights is a projector. So it's basically a single projector headlight system. And it's for your low and your high beams. And they also move back and forth, so they're active headlights here. Then there is a reflector LED fog light here at the bottom. So the low beam's on. I'm gonna back up here. You're gonna see how low the cutoff is. So the cutoff is about 2.5 feet off the ground. So up here, I can look directly at the headlights, not blinding me at all. But look down here, they're quite bright. Now let's go with the high beams here. Fog lights turn off when we turn on the high beams. And it's basically the same projector. You can't really tell a difference here just by looking at it, because it's just the same projector and it just refocuses the headlight now. We'll see how this works going down the road as far as, you know, your visibility and stuff. Typically, I prefer an additional light to turn on when you turn on the headlights. We'll see. Sometimes it works good. We'll see how it works out. The cargo light is not good. It just has a single, very, very dim light here in the center, and it has like shadows. So I don't know. So yeah, it's basically everywhere is dark except for the middle, and it's very, very dim there in the middle. So yeah, that definitely needs to be improved. The inside of the back door, there's no puddle light, there's no approach light, there's no pocket lights. These pockets are all dark. The only light we have is the little finder light for the power window switch. The back seats are illuminated with a single dome light, not very bright. With the black interior, it's not good really. Floorboard is dark. The only light we have is here in the center. We do have 2 USB ports that are backlit here, and then that's it going on there. So there's no other lights. Inside of the driver's door, there's no puddle lights, no approach lights, no pocket lights, nothing like that. We do have backlit buttons here, but that's it. There's no floorboard illumination. And the only light here in the front is these 2, basically the map lights. They just turn on, and so it's mostly focused on the lap area. But you can see it kind of overlaps here. So you have that center dome light, then you have that light. It's okay as far as overall feel light inside the vehicle, but there is some issues, as we'll point out. So I have the door open with the interior lights on, so you can see what it looks like here. Quite a bit of fill light. So when we shut the door, see it has the backlit buttons, and they're pretty cool. They look red. They're red in color, and kind of have this sporty look to it. A little retro to it, a little retro style. Now there is, you can see all these backlit buttons. There is backlit USB ports here. This pocket right here, it's not a wireless charger, it's just a open storage pad, and it has like a little light in there, which is nice. But in here is completely dark. So the cup holders, the center console here is dark. Let me turn on the interior light. See, there's no light in there, no light in here. Nothing like that. The glove compartment does have a very dim light. On like half, just on one side, basically. All right. Now let me go ahead and, there's a dimmer switch here. Let me go ahead and cycle through so you can see the different dimmers, different levels here. So yeah, you can see it, not just the gauges, other things also dim as well, including the screen. So you can go really bright all the way down to really dim. So right there is good for my eyes. Now, just want to point out, there's like no button up here. There's some backlit stuff going on up here, but there's no button to turn on the interior lights. So if you want to turn the interior lights on, it's not like you can just press a button. There's a switch here to turn off the interior lights when they open the door, when you open up the door, but it's not backlit. So that's not usable, really. I mean, it's not useful to have it not lit at night. You know, that's a light related button, so you would want to use that at night. But you can just tap this. If you notice, even when you turn this light on, you still can't see the switch over here. Like, it's still kind of hidden. So yeah, it would be nice to have a button. You just push it and all the interior lights turn on, like most vehicles. The visor has a mirror and a light. So you may notice at low speeds, these headlights do not move at all. They just kind of are fixed. So there's the headlight pattern. There's high, there's low beams, and let's go ahead and put it in automatic, and that'll turn on the automatic high beams. We'll see how they work. Already got high beams right now. Not a lot of traffic on the road, I guess. See if they dim. Okay, so we got the low beams now. And you'll notice on the oncoming lane with the low beams, there's a little bit of a shadow, and that's for two reasons. One is when you have little variations in the road like this, it gives a little bit of leeway as far as not blinding drivers that are in the oncoming lane, but also if the roads are wet, it reduces glare into people's faces, basically. So yeah, the low beams are looking pretty good. Now it does have the fog lights on right now, which is mostly close to the vehicle. And that kind of helps fill in the sides of the vehicle and the center there. I'm going to turn off the fog lights. Yeah, it's mostly there on the sides that's helping out when I turn off the fog lights. Look close to the vehicle and the sides. But they really do help out, so I just leave those on. And since we're dealing with, just a single projector on each side, then kind of helps out to have the additional light from the fog lights. And the bending lights, the movement of the low beams, we'll try to find a scenario in which they're helpful. To me, they're not very helpful, but they're some people seem to like that whole movement of the headlights. Now the high beams don't move. Let me see them moving. Okay, yeah, the high beams don't move, just the low beams. So yeah, these are looking pretty good so far. lot of deer out tonight. Trying to keep an eye out. Okay, so there, yeah. Yeah, the brightness could be a little bit better, but not bad. I'm kind of surprised. A single light on each side, and for your low and your high beams, it's looking pretty decent. It could be a little bit brighter, but I mean, the pattern's pretty good. The distance is decent. I'm kind of surprised, actually, that we have just a single projector on each side, and it's not patchy. I would say the brightness of the high beams could be a little bit better, but overall, that's not a bad look. Hopefully you can see this, because it is looking pretty good. The movement of the headlight, the low beams, you know, on low, it's not really, I hadn't really found a scenario where I live and these roads that I travel on that's useful. It's mostly, I think if you're like in super windy roads and maybe you're going up and down hills or something like that, maybe that could be useful. But the way it is now, it's not all that useful to me anyway.